Hello everyone, it's Fung here again. Today we'll be talking about collectibles and how they are as investments. And again, the information here is sourced from the book The Truth About Money by Rick Edelman. So getting started, what are collectibles, right? What are they? Well, they can include anything from coins, stamps, art, trading cards, and figurines. I mean, just anything that you collect, buy, and resell, right? Now, the most popular one that I hear nowadays are trading cards, especially like Pokemon trading cards. Like if you get like a holographic or certain Pokemons, they're worth like hundreds of dollars. So anyway, the key advantage here is the anonymity, and this is because there's no government supervision or reporting mechanism, right? It's not like the IRS can really track you as easily, right? So your reporting profits are up to trust. So when you like file your taxes and when you have to owe taxes, it's up to trust for you to report the correct amount of earnings. And stocks don't have this benefit that these collectibles have, I guess. But the first problem, there's a set of problems with collectibles. The first problem is that there's no buyer protection, right? Stocks, they occur at a fair market value, right? You guys agree on this price. Everyone knows what the right fair price is already. But when it comes to collectibles, it's up to you to know the fair market value of the collectibles. And essentially, I mean, nowadays there's websites, right? There's websites that tell you how much a card is trading for or how much an item is trading for. But again, it's up to you and your knowledge to know what the fair price of that product is. And then the whole authenticity of the product, right? A lot of people get scammed online, getting a fake product. And then there's tons of fakes out there that are selling. Like I know for shoes at least, there's tons of fake shoes out there that are in the market. So the second problem is you're responsible for safekeeping. This is going to take up space to store, right? Like if you're a shoe collector, I know shoes take up tons of space, right? If you're collecting cards, maybe less, but you have to make sure you have to get the sleeves and everything, make sure they're in mint condition, because these products are going to lose value if they're damaged or lost, right? The third problem is lack of liquidity. What this means is you have to have a market for the collectible, right? You can't have a very niche or specific, collectible that no one's really going to want to buy, right? You need to have something that's liquid. So again, like Pokemon cards and shoes are pretty liquid, right? Because a lot of people will trade those and buy those. Fourth problem is attachment. People have the intent to collect and then they eventually never sell because they're sentimentally like attached to their collectibles. Like I know people who are into shoes, at least they really love the shoes and end up never selling it. Or people who like Pokemon cards end up having a collection. Like they just store it as a collection instead of reselling it, even though their intended purpose was to resell. The fifth problem is the high taxes. Oh my gosh, taxes are high. These collectibles, when you sell them, are taxed at 28%, which is higher than stock, bonds, and mutual funds, which is insane. So what this essentially means, since tax is higher, is that you need more gross profit just to match the net profit of other investments. If you don't know what gross profit is, it's basically all profit, right, before any reductions in expenses, while net profit is your gross minus all your expenses. So in order for you to have an equal net profit or more, you have to make way more money, right? Because the tax is more expensive. So recapping everything that we learned. First is the anonymity advantage, where you can basically, it's not really tracked as easily on how you sell collectibles. So it's up to trust for you to report your profits responsibly. Okay. Second is that there's no buyer protection, so you can't verify the authenticity of the product. It's really easy to get scams. There's tons of cyber scams out there and whatnot. And I know that at least in the shoe market, there's a ton of fakes out there, or reps out there. You're responsible for the safekeeping, right? Not only does it take up a lot of space, or it could, you have to make sure that your product or collectible is in pristine condition, or else it's going to lose its value. There's also a lack of liquidity depending on what market you're in, right? Because I know the most popular ones, obviously there's liquidity there, but if you have a very, very specific collectible, then you might not even be able to sell it for cash, right? The fifth thing that we learned was the attachment, right? Many people collect and think that they're going to resell but end up being very attached to their collectibles, end up never selling or only using it for themselves, which, I mean, if you're a hobbyist, I guess that's okay, but we're talking about collectibles as investments here, so it's not that good, right? And then last are the high taxes. Again, the taxes on collectibles and selling them is more than the taxes on stocks, bonds, and mutual funds, which is pretty insane. So that's it for the video. Thank you guys for watching. Like, subscribe, do what you will. You guys are not obligated to do so. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.